Have you ever wondered if you're actually doing better with money than the average person your age? It's hard to know where you stand financially because everyone's situation looks different from the outside. Some people have nice cars but very little saved. Others live quietly but have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested. Some people earn a high income but spend nearly all of it, while others make an average income and slowly build wealth year after year. That's why looking at net worth can be helpful. Net worth gives you a clearer picture of your financial progress because it looks at what you own, subtracts what you owe, and gives you one simple number. So in this video, we're going to look at the average and median net worth by age, why those numbers can be misleading, and what you can do to move ahead of the average person. I am from the team Invest with Michael, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. First, it's important to understand how net worth is calculated. Net worth is simply what you own minus what you owe. The things you own are your assets. This could include your home, vehicles, checking accounts, savings accounts, retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, business interests, and anything else that has real value. The things you owe are your liabilities. This could include a mortgage, car loan, student loans, credit card debt, personal loans, or any other money you have borrowed. For example, if you own a home worth $400,000, have $50,000 in retirement accounts, $20,000 in savings, and a car worth $15,000, your total assets would be $485,000. But if you still owe $300,000 on your mortgage, $10,000 on your car, and $5,000 on credit cards, your total debt would be $315,000. Subtract the debt from the assets, and your net worth would be $170,000. This number does not tell the entire story, but it does give you a useful snapshot. According to the Federal Reserve's latest survey of consumer finances, the median net worth for all U.S. households was about $192,900 in 2022. The average net worth was much higher, at just over $1 million. That difference is important. The average is pulled up by very wealthy households. A small number of millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires can make the average look much higher than what a typical person actually has. The median is usually more useful because it represents the middle. Half of households have more, and half have less. For households younger than 35, the median net worth was about $39,000. At first, that may not sound like much, but this age group is usually just getting started. Many people are early in their careers, may still have student loans, may not own a home yet, and may only recently have started investing. If you're under 35 and have a positive net worth, no high-interest debt, and you're already investing consistently, you may be doing better than you think. The average net worth for this group was about $183,500. But again, the median gives a more realistic picture of the typical household. For ages 35 to 44, the median net worth rises to about $135,600. This is where financial progress often starts to become more noticeable. Income may be higher than it was in your 20s, retirement accounts have hopefully had more time to grow, and some households have started building home equity. But this can also be an expensive stage of life. Many people are raising children, buying homes, paying for childcare, managing car payments, or still dealing with student loans. So even though income is often higher, expenses can rise just as quickly. For ages 45 to 54, the median net worth is about $247,200. This age group is usually in or near peak earning years. Careers are more established, retirement becomes harder to ignore, and many people have had enough time for investments and home equity to grow. But this is also where mistakes can become more costly. If someone reaches their late 40s or early 50s with very little invested, they still have time to improve, but they may need to save much more aggressively than someone who started earlier. For ages 55 to 64, the median net worth is about $364,500. At this point, retirement is no longer a distant idea. It is getting close. Some households are in a strong position because they have paid down debt, built retirement accounts, and own homes with significant equity. Others may feel behind because they are still carrying large debts or have not saved enough to replace their income. This is why net worth alone can be misleading. Someone could have a net worth of $500,000, but most of it is trapped in their home. That is still valuable, but it may not produce enough income to cover retirement expenses unless they downsize, rent part of the home, or use that equity in some way. For ages 65 to 74, the median net worth reaches about $409,900. This is the highest median among the age groups. By this point, many households have had decades to build wealth. Mortgages may be smaller or paid off, investments may have compounded for years, and spending may begin to slow down. But even here, the number may surprise people. Many assume the average retiree has far more saved, but the median tells us that a typical household in this age range has a net worth around $410,000. That includes home equity, vehicles, savings, investments, and everything else they own. For households aged 75 and older, median net worth drops to about $335,600. This decline makes sense because many people are no longer working and may be spending down their savings. Healthcare costs can rise, income may be lower, and some people may be using the wealth they built throughout life. The main lesson from these numbers is not that you should obsess over where you rank. The lesson is that wealth usually builds slowly. Most people do not wake up with a massive net worth. They build it through repeated decisions, saving part of their income, investing consistently, paying down debt, avoiding unnecessary payments, and owning assets that can grow over time. If you want to move ahead of the average person your age, there are a few important things to focus on. First, track your net worth regularly. You do not need to check it every day, but looking at it once per month or once per quarter can be helpful. It allows you to see whether you are actually moving in the right direction. Second, pay attention to high-interest debt. Credit card debt can destroy financial progress because the interest rates are often much higher than what you are likely to earn from normal investing. Paying off a balance with a 20% interest rate is like giving yourself a guaranteed return by avoiding that interest. Third, invest in assets that can grow. This could include retirement accounts, index funds, real estate, businesses, or other productive assets. The point is to own things that have the ability to increase in value or produce income over time. Fourth, avoid lifestyle creep. As income rises, it is easy to upgrade everything. A nicer car, bigger home, more eating out, more subscriptions, and more monthly payments can quietly absorb every raise you get. If your income goes up but your investing never increases, your net worth may grow much slower than it should. Lastly, be patient. Net worth does not grow in a straight line. Some years the stock market will be down. Home values can fluctuate. Unexpected expenses will happen. But if you continue saving, investing, and reducing debt, your financial position can improve dramatically over time. You may be ahead of the average person your age, or you may be behind. Either way, the most important comparison is with your own past. If your net worth is higher than it was last year, your debts are lower, your investments are growing, and your money habits are improving, then you are moving in the right direction. The average numbers are useful as a benchmark, but your goal should not just be to look average. Your goal should be to build enough wealth that your money gives you more freedom, more options, and less stress as time goes on.